my podcast and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if you had to do this bullshit podcast. Now it goes like this. Nobody knows where my Johnny has gone, but Judy left at the same time.
Fucking what?
It does, man. Why was he holding her hand when he's supposed to be mine?
Because he's a man whore.
It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if you had to do this bullshit podcast. And it goes on, but I'm not going to keep going on with it because I'm just done with it.
Please don't.
It's a good one, huh?
I did like the accent there.
I cry if I want to. I do that all the time. I'll fucking
cry if you want to.
I cry all the time. Every night. On my soggy pillows.
As long as there's a pillow and not a sayo.
Oh, not a sayo. No.
I had to name the last episode that.
Yeah, I saw that. It was actually pretty good.
Yes.
I can't believe Spotify haven't got onto us and gone, you can't call your pod...
You can do whatever the fuck you want. I said it's explicit. I can do what I want.
Yeah, but we're calling our podcast Limp Dick, Soggy Sayos. Like, we really are pushing the limits.
Fuck them. I want to see how far we can go before they ban us.
I agree too. Let's be the fucking bad boys of fucking podcasting.
Fuck them.
Fuck. You know what? Fuck every fucking outlet that's out there. You don't love us. You don't sponsor us. You can go fuck yourselves. All of yous.
That's it.
And you know what? Let's introduce the show. This is episode number 12.139er. I don't know what it is anymore because he won't let me number them. I want to number the episodes. I really do, but he won't let me. You know why? Because he goes, well, I want to upload them when I feel like it. Well, you know what? I'm confused now. So every episode now is fucking episode 12. And this is episode 12, version 1.1.2, like fucking Windows. Every time I open up Windows, it's a fucking update. And I don't know what version it is anymore. It could be fucking anything. It used to be Windows 95, then it went Windows 98.
It's
then
Windows as a service, that's why.
Oh, fuck it. I want to fucking... You know what I want to do? I want to walk into Harvey Norman and I want to get a fucking box off the shelf.
You want to get a midnight launch of Windows 95.
I did that.
I know we did.
Oh, fucking big nerd shit. And I've...
Oh my God! Seriously?
Oh yeah, we're nerds, man.
I know that, but wow, Windows 95.
We did.
Midnight launch, Windows 95.
Yeah, because we were very excited about the recycle bin. That you could drag files to the recycle.
Here's a funny little story. Someone this week released, so in Teams, which is for some people that don't know, like you. It's kind of like
it's a bombshell.
It's really like the future of Skype. You know, Skype was an acquisition. Teams, something that we've built from scratch. However, somebody really quite brilliant this week released like Clippy stickers that you could use within Teams, which I thought was just magic. Because if anyone under the
what
age,
happened to Clippy?
He died a horrible death.
Oh, that was
he was a legend. He was a little office assistant.
Yeah, but there was other ones too, wasn't there?
Nah, they were all crap.
No, nobody. There was the dog. You had a couple of others, but Clippy was the one.
Clippy was the most popular.
Clippy was the man.
Yeah, but that was the Windows Me era.
Yeah, no, I think that was 98.
Or 98, yeah, the 98 era.
But someone brought it back this week. It was on GitHub. You can actually have it inside your Teams as stickers, kind of like you do on your phone when people are sending you messages. You can reply back with a Clippy, which I think it's quite hilarious.
That's brilliant. You know why you would find that hilarious? Because you're a fucking nerd.
Says the guy who went to a midnight launch of
Windows 95.
I've done some questionable things in my life, and that's another one. But we'll get
that's got to be up the list.
We'll get that to another. That's another fucking story.
And it was a massive disappointment.
This is it. This is Invert the Why, episode number 12.1938 Alpha Theta Beta Gamma, whatever the fuck. I don't know what it is.
We just need to hurry up because I already need to go to the piss.
Oh, that's coming
already.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, sometimes it's been getting you got to when you piss, you got to shit too because that's the prostate. That's another fucking story.
Isn't it when you shit you have to piss?
That's right. Yeah, yes. I got confused. That's what the kid told me.
That's another story.
That's what the kid told me in the playground. But you know what?
If you had to piss, if you had to shit when you had to piss, that's a bigger problem. In your case, it's probably not that uncommon.
That's probably a normal day in paradise. Invert the Why, only podcast sponsored by their mother and the only podcast sponsored or powered by Fairy Bread. Sometimes waffles, sometimes fucking God knows what else.
We had jiaozi today.
Oh, what do you call it?
Jiaozi. It's the Chinese word for dumpling.
Oh, we're being sponsored by far more things every week.
A damn good Fairy Bread, but damn good.
It was good,
February.
wasn't it? Now listen. I've got Jason Relaxation back as always, but you know what? We've got a very special guest. We've got Rocket Russell. And Rocket Russell is part of the podcast for today for episode number 12.193, fucking midnight release Windows 95 episode. I don't know what it is anymore and I don't give a fuck. I'm over it. But Rocket Russell's here for a very, very special topic of the show. I'm very excited about it.
Long-time listener, first-time caller?
He's one of the two people that listen to us.
TWS is my station.
That's right. You win $200.
Hey!
But you know what? He is one of the two people that listen to us, and he's like him and Super Simon. That's it. That's all we got.
That's it. Right.
It's going to be down today.
I was going to say, listenership's going to go down a person today.
I don't know. Rocket Russell's pretty popular.
Oh, I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, he used to be, but he's not anymore.
Nah, I hate people.
I do too. Fuck him.
That's why he works in IT.
It's worse than that if you knew actually what I did.
Yeah.
I hate people.
Oh, my word on word. But anyway, we've got a topic of the show, folks, so don't worry. It is coming. But let's do it. Let's start the show off as we always do.
Is this Kingswood country or is this going to be a monkey's roll?
Is it possible that the monkeys roll both?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a long intro.
Why
don't I blend them so they're both playing at the same time?
No, because that would distract from Kingswood Country.
Yeah, Kingswood country is the best jingle ever.
Let's do Kingswood Country. but I'm going to still say it's a ram.
Okay.
Because this happened a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Right, and it's a very short ram, and it's a...
That's what you say with every ram, but
this one
they
is.
end up going for about 40 minutes.
No, well, this one is.
Okay.
Don't fucking start me, because you already upset me with, it's all right that Windows is released fucking every week, but you can't buy a version that fucking Harvey Norman... And then, fuck the ram for a second. I want to rant about yesterday. I want to rant. I'm fucking fired up. I'm ready. I'm highly caffeinated.
Well, you'll need to actually describe to people what you're talking about.
Well, yesterday
right now.
we had an election here, didn't we?
We did have an election.
We had a state election, and we had to go to the polls like good little boys and girls, and we had to vote for who we wanted to vote for. Now, I don't care about who won, and I don't care about who lost, and I don't care about who voted for who, right? This is where my rant started.
I think it's funny because you and I had the same rant.
We had the fucking same rant. Because I sent him a message, and the message came back within 5 minutes going, yeah, this is a fucking debacle. So we rock up to the election centre or wherever it is we had to vote. This is the first fucking thing that set me off. You had to go to a public, like a high school.
Or a private
At least
school.
in my area,
Yep.
It was a high school. And you go up to the lady. It was a fucking long line, right, which is bullshit. That set me off. And I'm fucking such an old man. And I've become every day more and more like Clint Eastwood. You know, in Gran Torino. I'm like
Sitting on his balcony.
you know, and when I watch the fucking the golf, I roll into the garage and go, ain't she a beauty? But anyway, I'm fucking standing in the line, and I'm thinking, why am I doing this? There's got to be a reason why we're still doing this. But anyway, I didn't question it until I got to the lady, and she says, what your name? And I don't give a fuck, right? And I'm like, I told her, and she go, what is spelled with? I go, oh, fucking here we go, darling. So I spelled it out for her, and she just simply marks it off in what can only be described as a 1980s telephone book. But here's the best bit.
Probably a bit larger.
Here's the best bit. Right, now, I was thinking up until this point, the reason why we still do this bullshit, why we still physically go to a polling booth, is because they check ID.
Yeah. No, they don't.
They didn't do shit. Now, I had my driver's license on me and all sorts of stuff, and they didn't check it. And I'm like, oh, that is fucking bullshit. And then I go to a bloody cardboard cutout that it's something we would
How
fucking
much do you
knock
reckon that
up.
cost us?
Oh, millions.
Host that election?
No, just the cardboard cutouts.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, heaps. But we've done better. We've got the awesome fucking 3000 sitting over there that my fucking niece did.
I'll put a photo up later.
Put it up later,
brilliant.
right? So you go to this bullshit. That's the maid lady in a new form because I've got a new phone, folks, and she's still contacting me to be her. I didn't show you the maid lady.
No, you didn't.
We will at the break.
Okay.
As part of your induction, she jiggles now. Oh, that's another fucking story.
Wow, jiggles.
Yeah,
Good jiggling or bad jiggling?
Which is surprising considering the amount of silicon she has.
Because we got the Homer Simpson jiggling,
no,
and then they
she's
got the good
great.
jiggling.
She's great jiggling.
Oh, okay.
But as my cousin said the other week, she's very fake. And I go, I don't give a fuck, darling. I'm in it for the candy. But anyway, We go to the polling booth. All the booths are fucking cardboard. You've got this ridiculous amount of paper that all the... You know what cracks me up? All the fucking greenies are like, I'll vote for us, and there's fucking paper coming out of your ass. Oh, that's good for the environment, but I'm not a smart bloke, so I won't question it. And I go to a cardboard cutout fucking bullshit recycled thing, and I got paper coming out of my ass, and I've got people telling me how to vote, and I got a bullshit pencil that broke as I started circling the people I wanted to vote for.
You circled them?
Huh?
Aren't you supposed to put numbers in the boxes?
1 through to 15, man.
Oh fuck! I did what they told me to do, and anyway, I go to here's the best bit. Here's the fucking best bit.
So you went through all the effort, and now your thing is null and void. Anyway.
No, I did what they told me to do.
Your vote for Pauline is not counted.
No, I didn't vote for her.
You'll vote for Mark Latham.
I would, I don't mind him.
He's One Nation.
Yeah, well,
Is he One Nation?
yeah,
One Nation now.
he's turned his back on the Labor Party.
Wow.
He hates them.
That's like complete opposite.
No, but he hates. No,
Pauline offered him free fish and chips.
yeah, but he hates the Labor Party now.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he hates them. But anyway,
he was a student at one of the schools I once taught at.
Yeah. Well, I know where he lives. Yeah. He lives very close to where we went to school.
Yeah.
He's a local boy. I saw, and I'm not. This is a fucking sidetrack. I saw him at a Thai restaurant one night. No bullshit. He walks in with a pair of thongs and stubbies and a collared shirt with his wife, and they're in a local Thai restaurant.
It's very ethnically sensitive of him.
Right, and his wife was dressed up to the fucking hilt.
Really?
Oh, she was nice, man. Yeah.
Good on you, Latham.
Yeah, no, he's cool. And we went up to him, and he could have been any other. He could have done it any other way. And we went up to him, and it didn't matter who you voted for, who you didn't. We went up to him, and we said, "Oh, hi, Mr. Latham, how are you?" And he goes, "Just call me Mark." And he shook our hands. He was fucking cool as shit. I'm telling you now, he was cool. He was. You know how he could have been like, "Go fuck yourselves," or "No, you call me Mr." No, he said, "No, just call me Mark. Hi, how you guys going?" And And someone said, "Oh, do you come here often?" Like, as a joke, he goes, "Yeah, no, we come down here quite a bit if we want to feed." He was fucking cool. But anyway, go back to the election. Here's my rant. Handed in all my ballot papers. It's 2019 last time I checked, but here's this lady.
Mind you have to describe the length, because we do have international listeners and viewers.
Oh, yeah, we do.
So the length of the ballot paper, which is the paper
3 meters long, minimum. 3 meters.
It's about 4 meters long.
Your ballot booth is 30 centimeters wide.
So you're trying to, you
It's like
literally have
unrolling
to
a
fold
scroll.
it. Mate. It's like one of those old Chinese scrolls.
It's like the fucking Magna Carta, man. It's like this big, massive giant. It's like it's the Magna Carta.
is.
No, it is right. And
It should come with little wood bits so you can spin it easier.
It fucking is. It's like a fucking scroll, right? And I handed it to this lady, and this is where I pissed myself, because it's 2019, and she couldn't get it into the fucking hole.
That's what she said.
Right, that's what she said. So anyway, she uses a stick to poke it into the fucking hole.
That's what you do with hemorrhoids, isn't it?
That's right. That's what they said.
That's what I've been told.
That's what I've been told too. But then I was told by a doctor I might enjoy it. And that fucking concerned me. So anyway, she's poking it with a stick, and this is where I lost my fucking mind. I lost it, man. And sometimes this happens to me in public, and people go, "Dude, you're acting weird." I go, "I can't help it."
People start walking the opposite
People start
direction.
walking the other direction. People went to the barbecue.
Looking down at the ground.
People started walking off to the barbecue because I fucking lost it. And I said to these organisers, and it wasn't their fault, I go, "What fucking year is it?" Because I live in the 80s, and I would accept this bullshit if this was the 80s, but it's 2019, and here you are shoving an oversized Magna fucking Carta fucking paper into a fucking small box with a fucking stick. Why can't I do this shit online? And I'd understand if he said, Jason Relaxation said, you have to use the bullshit cloud, but I don't want to use the bullshit cloud. I fucking just want to, I don't want to go out in public. All I want to do is go on my fucking brand new Samsung S10 Plus with my Fallout fucking theme, and I want to just go, I vote for this prick or this cockhead. That's all I want to do. But oh no, they want me to go to a fucking high school in a line for half an hour smelling sausages that I can't afford because they've gone up in price. And then I watched this old lady who had the look of fucking, she looked pitiful standing there yesterday with a fucking stick and poking it into a hole.
It's like she's got a fucking, like an oar that you would have on a boat to push into that.
I was like, this is a fucking joke.
I told you
This is a
about mine.
fucking joke.
Tearing the paper.
The lady wanted me to put it on top when I went. I'm like, I don't think so, love.
Oh, come
I'm going to slide
on.
it in the slot.
Oh,
It won't fit. It's full. Well, I'm going to put it in there. I'm not putting it on bloody top.
That's a joke,
Doesn't
man.
make sense.
That's a joke, man. So I asked the question, why are we still doing this bullshit? I understand that a lot of people would say, no, I don't want to do it online.
Because
I want to
of the
go.
Russians,
I
the
want to go
Russians.
in. I
Because
want to
the
do it in
paper
person.
companies buy paper up in advance for our elections, so they can you've got all these
Oh,
things,
come
mate.
on, man.
I guarantee that's
But
what
why
it is.
It'll be
isn't
something
it,
stupid
but why
like that.
isn't it an option in the modern era? Why do we not have the option?
And we definitely
of
the
voting online.
The technology is in place where you could do this securely, assuring that you were the person as identified in the voting register can be proven, right? We have multi-factor authentication that we could be using to do this. You log in online on your PC or your phone, you get a fucking message saying, yeah, type this phone number in to prove that this is your phone and you have your phone handy. You do that in and you've basically got the highest level security you can
can't
imagine.
believe it.
It makes no sense that we do it on paper.
But I understand people would be very uneasy, particularly the elderly, would be very uneasy to use a PC or a phone or whatever it is.
Yeah, but
to
let
vote online.
let them do their
But let them
postal
go to the
shit.
high school.
Have the options.
Let them go. And some people like the barbecue and all that bullshit. And I appreciate people did that yesterday. That's still cool that you can do that.
I don't
No,
appreciate it because I didn't do it at my school.
I wonder
I
if
was
they-
annoyed.
I wonder
Didn't
if they put the onions on the bottom.
I don't know.
It's not Bunnings.
That's not bunny.
I don't know, but I didn't. You know why I didn't get the sausages? Because I walked to the. I was very proud of myself. I did a 3 or 4K walk down to the school, and then I walked home, and I thought, if I have a sausage, I'm going to do a shit halfway back home.
I'm going to have to run.
I'm going to have to.
you don't-
Mate, but it's
I
a
don't wanna
hill.
run.
No, it's a fucking hill. I couldn't, mate. I was going up this hill, going, oh fuck this. Why did I do that? I should have done the right thing and fuck the environment, fuck the dolphins, and driven there. But oh no, I fucking didn't. I did the right
Do you know
thing.
what the irony of that would be? And I would have been the same. You would have driven there, but where you park
No parking.
is actually just as far as your
Yeah,
house.
no parking.
So you're better off walking.
There's no parking. That's why I woke up and went, you know what? I know I've left it a bit late. It was about
It was about 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock by the time I got down there.
If
and
you get
I
there
went,
any later than that,
yeah,
you're
and I'm
fucked.
like, you know what? I bet you there's no parking there. I'm going to have to walk a long way. So fuck it. I might as well just walk. And I appreciate the organisers that did the barbecue. That's cool, right? That's only Australia would do that. Only this country, which is the greatest country in the world. And I don't give a fuck what anyone else says. This is the best country in the fucking world, because I'm telling you now, it is. I've fucking been to all sorts of places in the world. And you know why this is the best country in the world? Because we have running fucking toilets that I don't have to do a shit and put it in the basket. And then maybe Japan beats us because they've got the fucking Star Trek
yeah,
toilets.
but I guarantee they don't do sausages at a fucking election.
No, they wouldn't. They'd do fucking sushi. It'd be even
Sushi,
better.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
But not at my school. They probably shit on us at my school as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
But I can't believe in the modern era, going back to what I'm ranting about, is why is this not an option?
It doesn't
why
make
do I
sense. It
have
makes
to?
no sense.
Well, that makes no sense. And it makes even less sense when people are told if you're an absentee voter because you're travelling
You
and
vote
you
online.
got to do a postal vote. Why is that not online?
No, it's-
why
it makes no
No,
sense.
no, it
but
is
it
now.
makes-
You do on your postal votes online now.
Can you?
Yeah, because my mate's away at the moment and he did it the
Yeah.
other day and I was pissed
So
off
why
thinking,
can't we vote online?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Make
why
up an
don't I?
excuse.
But
Yeah,
okay, I can
I'm-
understand.
I got a big
I
trip
can
to the toilet.
understand if they verify your identity at the point of marking you off the electoral roll.
But you can
they
do-
didn't do it.
But you don't need to do that. That is
But
no
she
longer.
didn't do it. They
Yeah.
did nothing. I could have been anyone, and I told you, right, that I could have said for you, oh, you know what?
Just do another loop.
I'll do another loop. I'll go to another school and I'll pretend I'm him, right? Jason Relaxation,
We look the
because we
same
fucking
anyway.
look the same, right?
Didn't want to say anything, but now you bring it
It
up.
wouldn't have mattered. I could have been you, Rocket Russell, and no one looked at our fucking IDs. No one looked at it.
Hmm.
No one gave a fuck, and it really annoyed me. And you had to double. I'll tell you another thing. You had to check that she marked the right name off.
Yeah, 'cause she could have done the wrong
didn't know
one.
who the fuck I was. I told her how to spell my name,
And then all of a
20
sudden-
times. She
yeah.
go, what you talking about? I don't see that. This problem. Well, there's a fucking problem if I got to get fined for bullshit when I came down here and I watched an old lady shove a thing in a fucking cardboard box. I can't believe. Fuck this bullshit. That's why take me back to the 80s. You might as well have Spokey Dokies on your fucking car if you're going to treat us like that at the electoral office, because I don't want it. I fucking ran it all.
It's been a good day.
He's only warming up.
I told you before, Rocket Russell, on the way up here, it's like doing a shit. You come up here and you just
And you
let
feel
it
so
out.
relieved.
I drive down the mountain, I feel fucking good.
So you got to sleep in the car on the way back.
By about Thursday, I start thinking about things and I get shitty again. And I'm like, fuck, I hope we do a podcast this week. And if he's not a limp dick, right, if he doesn't ring me up and says, I've seen fucking unicorns and fucking rainbows, well, I'm good because I know I'm going to vent. Because I see shit that's happening in society and it pisses me the fuck off. And that's why I am like Clint Eastwood now.
Speaking of the Greens, wasn't there something special that they're doing with the animal rights movement?
Some fucking bullshit. They want fuck.
Couldn't help myself, right?
That's a great opportunity.
I told you before that what they need and what we all need. I'll tell you something.
More beef?
No. Have you ever done this? This is frightening. Have you ever looked up, and you can Google it right now, have you ever looked up the world population?
Yes.
No.
Population clock? Yeah.
Yes, the population clock.
It goes up quick, eh?
It's frightening. Compared to the number of deaths per day.
I was with some guys doing some stuff last week, and they were talking about where they're from. So the population of their city is almost double our entire population. It's crazy.
Well, I think Los Angeles is still the bigger population than Australia.
Yes.
In Los Angeles.
Los Angeles alone.
Well,
right?
I mean, Japan, which is obviously where I'm most familiar, and that's by no stretch the most populated country on the planet.
No, it's not.
128 million people in Japan.
Yep.
The land mass, if you squished all of their islands together, is the same as Victoria.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the Europe overdub map of Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. But you know what? It's okay.
I mean, look at Shanghai when we went to Shanghai.
Yeah, Shanghai's insane. But it's okay because according to the flat earthers, we'll all fall off the edge.
Oh, come on, you can't start that rant.
Let's fucking do it. Let's do it.
So what's the latest thing with the flat earth? And Russ, please correct me if I'm wrong.
By the way, we didn't get Rocket Russell to talk about flat earth, but I got him on to Alex Jones this week.
I spent days in the rabbit hole looking at conspiracy theories, man.
I told him it's a rabbit hole. And you know what he says? He sends me text messages going, "You fuck." He goes, "You got me in a." No, he goes, "You're a fuck." He goes, "I didn't know about Alex Jones, but now I'm in a rabbit hole." But I was giving him more. I say, "Hey mate, why don't you fucking Google Eddie Bravo and say?"
So my favourite so far has been Math Power. Math Power. That guy is mental.
Flat Earth Central.
But he's broken away from the Society of Flat Earth because they've gone.
No, they're part of it. They're part of the conspiracy themselves now, right? So if you watch the documentary that's on Netflix,
which I'll go home
Under
and do.
the Dome, I think it's
yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm planning on it now.
Get yourself some popcorn because it is one of the funniest. And it's not meant to be funny, but fuck, it's hilarious.
I told you, man, that it's a rabbit hole.
It was massive.
But I mean,
here's a question. What do you think's going to happen with this expedition that they've just budgeted for?
Well, I think they're going to go sailing down there and then they're going to come up the other side of the planet and go, wow, where are we?
You know you've got a problem.
There's two sides. It's a flat. It's two-sided.
You know,
they're going to see the elephants.
You know you've got a problem when even Alex Jones says it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like when Alex Jones says, yes, what are you gonna do when you get to the edge of the earth? You're gonna fall off because it's interdimensional.
You can't fall off because of the
aliens.
I'll tell you what's going to happen, though. They're going to get to Antarctica, realise they are massively under-resourced when they get there.
They're going to
a lot of people don't do too well in Antarctica, and there's not a lot of rescue options.
Yep.
You reckon they're going on a rowboat? Good-sized boat? Because I've seen some of the Arctic icebreakers when I lived in Tassie, and they're serious boats.
Yeah, they've got some... There's one there that's docked permanently in Hobart now.
Yes.
And that is... You look at that and you go, fuck, man.
You look at that and you go to Antarctica.
Yeah, that's what they used to get. Well, typically they go from Chile now. That's typically where.
Is that the most southern?
That's the most southern tip. So they do that, but I don't know how they're going to do this thing. They're planning on these flat earthers having an expedition to reach Antarctica, and they're expecting to find a giant ice wall that is very much the edge of the known world.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
That's brilliant.
That's what they're expecting to see. What they are going to see is a massive ice shelf when they get there, because guess what fucking Antarctica is?
It's huge. It's one ice shelf.
They proved themselves. Well, they didn't prove themselves. Sorry, there was inaccurate measuring equipment when they did their experiment on the lake.
Yep.
So you take that and you go, oh, hang on.
Because
do I really want to sail to Antarctica when we can't even get a proof on a lake? It
doesn't make sense. I mean, if they wanted to prove the point, surely they could
crazy.
circumnavigate around the other way. Just go east or west.
You know what their fundamental argument is the fact that the images that NASA provide of the Earth, because you can log in at any time. You can do it now. You can log in on the
what is it? The YouTube channel for the space station.
The International Space Station, and it'll show you images of the Earth.
Yeah.
Their argument is those images are being superimposed or CG by NASA.
Why it's so much fucking effort? Why would they bother?
But they're saying the ones that you see,
power.
they're the ones that you see apparently in their argument fundamentally are being manipulated.
It gets better because the mechanism by which they are planning to navigate from wherever they're navigating, I'm gathering it's going to be from Chile because that's typically where those expeditions start from. They're going to be using GPS as the main mechanism by which to find Antarctica. What does that rely on? The fact that the Earth is a sphere, right? If it wasn't a sphere, global positioning systems would not operate. You know, it just makes no sense. These people are fucked. And if you're listening to this show, if you're a friend of mine that believes in the flat Earth, please unfriend. I do not need you in my life.
I love it.
You got to have people like that in your life because it adds a bit of spice.
But I love
it's fucking annoying.
But see, this is what happened. I was getting messages from Rocket Russell to see if he was still cool to come up and do the podcast. And he goes, "You fuck." He goes, "You've ruined me." He goes, "I'm in the rabbit hole. I'm listening to Alex Jones, and I'm on the flat earthers." I go, "Oh, you're a lost cause now. I can't help you now.
It's gone."
You know.
So I'm waiting for the next theory. I reckon I've done it. Cult. I know how we do it. So I reckon the Earth is shaped like a cannoli because you've got people.
That's a good one.
You've got people that think it's flat. Then you've got other people that think it's hollow. Why not have it like a cannoli?
Oh, cannolis are the king of desserts.
Why can't we have a cannoli?
No, I'll argue that one.
What?
Lamington.
Oh, guess what I've got for you later on, my friend?
Oh,
We've got lamingtons.
hey!
Well, let's fuck this podcast off now.
Yep, I got to piss. Let's go.
Yeah, all right. So topics of the show.
No, I got to do the ram now.
Well, didn't you just do the ram?
No, that was a fucking rant.
Oh no, that was a Kingswood country.
That was Kingswood, yeah.
Well, here's a little mini ram. So you know what you got to do? Roll it, buggers!
Oh, he went with the angry one.
I went the angry one today.
Yeah,
I was waiting to see if you're going to mix it up.
Yeah, well, hopefully I dropped.
Lately, I've been doing the rolling monkey.
Yeah, I know.
But I got to change it up a little bit to keep him on guard. And then I get this text message saying, "Well, you fucked the audio up. It's clipping and it's all distorted. Oh fuck! I spent hours trying to fix it."
I'm surprised you remember that the actual word clipping. That's well done. You've learnt something this week.
You know what? You underestimate me.
No, I don't.
And the people that you underestimate are dangerous. Everyone says I'm fucking stupid.
We don't say you're stupid. We say you just don't remember anything.
Well, because the fucking half the brain's in a jar somewhere. Wouldn't you have that problem? Wouldn't you have that fucking problem? Like if you know what I am? Did you ever see the Star Trek episode Spock's Brain?
No.
It was in the 3rd season of the original Star Trek episode. It has been known to be the worst single original Star Trek episode.
I'm glad you qualified that with the modern, the original Star Trek.
OG.
Because I would say that the new Star Trek has plenty of episodes.
Fuck that episode! Don't talk about it. Don't.
I would say it has plenty of episodes that would far exceed that expectation.
I can't do it, man. I'm fucking.
The last episode was.
I'm fucking.
I haven't watched. I watched like the first 2 episodes of the new one. And went,
Next Gen. I love Next Gen.
Next Gen was second best.
Yeah. Well, what did you prefer?
Well, I preferred OG.
Oh, well, that's fair. Yeah.
Next Gen was brilliant.
Next Gen towards the end of it, like I'd say season 3 onwards. And by the time they got to season 7, Next Gen was great. Because all the characters had been developed and they had some really interesting stories.
Yeah, the Borg fucking annoying them.
Yeah, but that came more later on.
That's what I mean, later on.
I mean, DS9 was the same too. By the time they got towards the end of that, they had the Dominion, which was interesting. But the OG series actually had some very good stories too. But the worst episode that's been nominated by the Trekkies out there, myself included, is Spock's Brain. And it was in the 3rd season, right? And by the 3rd season, Gene Roddenberry was no longer producing the show. It was Freiberger or whatever his name is. The show was off the rails at this point. And so they had Spock, his brain was removed. Now, I can't remember how it was removed, but it was removed. I think aliens stole it.
Intergalactic.
Interdimensional aliens.
Down in Spock and stole
What about the
brain.
gay frogs?
You just call me here and if it was that calm, that frogs
If
that
I
are...
like that cat. You sound like Cartman.
That's what he does. That's what he says.
Skew, guys.
You just come here
I'm going
and use their securityinfowars.com that we have got word that there are frogs that are residing in the waters of our population are exposed to chemicals, that the frogs are now behaving in a strange behaviors, and some of those behaviors are, well, they're gay.
I fucking love it when he goes on about,
I love the way his chin gets up there.
Interdimensional aliens are coming here and they're child molesters. and they are pretending to be actors in Hollywood. They're a part of the elite, and the elite want to suppress us by giving out limited information
Through Scientology.
Scientology is that's another one. But anyway, Spock's brain is a really bad Star Trek episode where somehow I think aliens take his brain and they replace his body functions with this halo thing over his head, but he acts the whole episode. He's basically a mute. He doesn't really do much, and it's terrible. Even many years later, William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, they would say that was pretty bad. That was like the worst acted, performed, written episode of Star Trek. So Spock's brain is a cracker for that. But
torn. Do you want to go look at it or do you don't? It's one of those things.
No,
it's like watching a car accident. Do I want to go look at this thing now?
You do.
Okay.
You want to see it. You do. You want to see it's a car crash. But I'm a bit like that. If your brain's removed and put in a jar somewhere, you're going to forget shit. It's fucking very, very simple. Here's the RAM for this week. It's a very recent RAM. It goes back to 2010.
So I'm going to have to use the recent RAM music.
Well, 2010's 9 years ago. I don't know. For me, it felt like yesterday.
Shit. It is 9 years
Makes
ago.
you forget, doesn't it?
Well, for me, it was yesterday, but for everyone else, it was 9 years.
That feels like yesterday.
This one's a very quick one, and it's a bit of a... Because I've had recent experience with plumbers, because I've had the Acma Marine Park now completely fixed. It looks the shit. I'm telling you now, it fucking looks unreal. But back in those days, before the shower king came, there was another couple of plumbers I'd called out to fix up the water tank, the hot water service. I've never told you this is a fucking cracker. And so I'd said the hot water tank's leaking, can you come out and replace it? The guys, yeah, no worries. And like they always do, there's a senior plumber and then there's an apprentice. And I'm doing what I always do. I'm doing some small talk. I'm like, oh, you guys busy? You got another job on? And so the older plumber says, oh, yeah, we've got another job on. We're quite busy. But ask him. He points to the apprentice. He can't wait to get out of here. And I thought, oh, it's me. I'm boring. I'm shit, whatever. And he goes, no, it's not you. He's excited. Ask him where we're going. And I said, well, where are you guys going? He goes, mate, we're going to the nunnery. Now, near my place... This is I might have told you.
Yeah.
This is fucking cracker. Near my place, not very far, probably about 15-minute drive. It's called a nunnery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nunnery, I think so.
Right.
Yeah, or a convent.
A convent.
Yep.
Right. And so
I like nunnery. I think that's funnier.
That's
convent. I think of Halo.
You're such a good
such a good
Halo
Catholic
boy.
makes me think.
I think, oh fuck, I'm going to hell when I die. This is why it's a confessional. I'm trying to say, oh, Father, I have sinned of all the shit I did. I was part of a bordello in 1985. But anyway, he says, this young apprentice goes, yeah, I can't wait because there's a really nice nun there. And I'm thinking, oh, they're all nice, you know. He goes, no, and the other bloke starts pissing himself. And he goes, ask him why he's keen. I go, well, why are you keen? He goes, oh, yeah, she's really nice. And I picked up on this. I go, what do you mean by nice? He goes, she's hot. And I said, do you know what a nun is? He goes, yeah. But she's really nice to me. Like, she's always polite and giggly.
That's what they do.
And,
It's a nun, yeah.
and she always offers me tea
Except for
and
the one
coffee.
from the fucking Blues Brothers.
That was awesome. I love the Blues Brothers.
I nearly wore my Blues Brothers shirt.
Oh,
I was
fuck.
told, I was like,
No.
say Ferris, Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I
say
saw the
Ferris.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off shirt. Anyway, he says, yeah, I really, really like her. And the other guy goes, mate, he's got the hots for her. I go, what? And this other guy goes, yeah, I think I might ask her out. I think she likes me. I said, mate, you do. Do you really know
Something about celibacy.
Do you know what a nun is? And the other guy goes, he hasn't got a clue. He thinks he's a chance with her. I go, mate,
Seriously.
I said, no disrespect. She's chosen God. And he goes, yeah, I know. I go, no, I don't think you do.
She's made a vow.
She's made a vow that she's not going to break for you. No disrespect.
Well, they do break it all the time.
Well,
they can.
No disrespect to this young guy. I don't think she was going to run off with this plumber. Right, I'm just saying. But he was so worked up, and he goes, mate, this guy's worked himself up into a fucking frenzy. He can't wait to get out of it because he found out today we're off to the fucking convent.
Yeah.
And he's going to ask her out today. And I'm like, oh, fucking Jesus Christ.
Fuck, I would have loved to have recorded that.
I want the follow-up story.
No, I want the follow-up.
Well, the follow-up is this.
Oh.
So, I don't know what it was. A couple of months later, something else broke in the fucking shithole that I live in. And the same guys came out. And and I said to this guy, I kept saying nunnery because I'm a retard, but what I meant was convent. I said, have you guys got a job at the convent again? And the senior plumber pissed himself. And I said, I take it didn't go well. And the young bloke goes, no, she broke my heart. And I said, what? And he goes, yeah, because I asked her out on a date. I asked her out for coffee, but she said, well, okay, or something like this. And he said, oh, I thought I was in like Flynn. But then she told me about her vow. And I'm like, didn't you know any of this before you went to the convent? And he goes, oh, no, I didn't really know. But he kept telling me all about it. But I thought he was just trying to be, mean to me. Like, I thought he was just trying to
He
put
could
me
have
off.
fucking researched
I know,
stuff.
but this guy fucking asked this nun out.
So
and
that's
mind
millennium
I
you,
guarantee if you Google "do nuns put out," I guarantee the answer's going to come up pretty quick.
this is what this guy said. The older guy, the senior plumber or whatever you call him, he said, mate, I kept telling him this bloke that nuns don't put out. Right? No matter what you do, they won't even get married to you. Even if they say, I won't put out until we get married, they won't even do that. Right? They might be your friend. At best, you get them to a card game. At best. That's what this guy said. I fucking pissed myself. Imagine a nun at a card game. I fucking pissed myself. But anyway.
My granddad always used to, if battery was dead, he'd go, well, that's as dead as a nun. This is my granddad.
He's got a Super Nintendo sound for that.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Sorry to add some editing there for you, mate.
But he kept saying to me, but she's really nice. I go, I'm sure she is. And he goes, oh, she's my age. So this kid would have been, I'm guessing, 20, 21. Right? He was very young.
I mean, that's another question. Why would you want to join the church and be dedicated?
Who knows, man?
Man, that's...
Well, you know what? Who knows? Maybe their experience in life hasn't been so great and that's the only place where they feel wanted and stuff. But I don't know.
God and Jesus was the greatest salesman the world's ever met.
He was a fucking great salesman.
He sold
No,
you-
I'll tell you who was. That fucking...
His family was.
No. The place you used to work at, the Salt Lake City Mall.
Oh, the Mormons.
They're he was what, 13?
So remember all the things I told you about Salt Lake City?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a show on Netflix called Drugs Inc. In the
Yes.
latest season of Drugs Inc., there's a one on Salt Lake City.
Yes.
Watch it, and it says everything that I said about what happens behind the scenes at Salt Lake City. It's not the wholesome family values that you think it is.
Well, that's the same. What was it called?
I'll have to watch that
Did you
one.
ever see the show Big Love? It's on Netflix and it starred the guy from Aliens who'd passed away, unfortunately.
No, I know who you're talking about. But I haven't
what was
seen
his
it.
name? It's going to do my head in. But anyway, that show's based on the Mormon religion in Salt Lake City, by the way. And I think it's pretty close to the mark because they do some dodgy shit in that show. And they call it Big Love because it's about having more than one wife. And so they try and defend that lifestyle with the general population. And the show's all about how he does some dodgy stuff to try and how they've got factions.
Yeah.
So
you've got
one group of Mormons hates the other group of Mormons. This is a fucking cracker.
So you've got the radical sort of Mormons, the fundamentalists, which are up in the hills, and they're a different mob. I've never really dealt with them at all. But then you've got the everyday Mormons, loveliest people you'll ever meet in your life, never have an issue.
Yep.
But they preach the whole wholesome family values thing a little bit to the point of being sickening.
Yep.
When under the hood you know that not everything is as grand as what they say it is. It's like the Catholic Church, right? You know,
We're going to get fucking struck by body.
yeah, there are anyone that thinks that that's a place of wholesome family values, Same shit. And I'm not talking about child abuse, any of that stuff. What I'm talking about is a massive drug problem, which I witnessed firsthand when I was in Salt Lake City.
I'm scared to leave this room now. I think I'm going to get hit by a fucking bottle.
If we haven't been hit by lightning yet, man. I don't
Well, you can't fucking kill me. They're fucking tried.
Anyway, topics of the show.
Topic of the show. Now, listen.
Did you even do the RAM?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, okay.
But I pissed
That was a
myself.
really short one.
That was. I was
fuck.
being serious. It was a
I'm
short
looking at
one.
that going, shit, that was under 10 minutes.
No, I'm being serious. That was a short one.
With all the
today.
segues and
Yeah,
side-
no, that was a short one. I kept it short and sweet. I fucking.
they're a
I
little
want to add, in your church thing, I did some work a couple of years ago out front of Hillsong.
Yes.
So I was working for our road crew for one of our councils, and we had to resurface the part of road. It was unbelievable. There were cars with 4 or 5 of them coming in at a time, and I had to walk into the place. Have you been in the auditorium?
I've been.
Have you seen the videos
at
of the
front
auditorium?
of it. A friend of mine went into it because
There was a hot girl there.
no. What happened was
Unbelievable.
He
None of them spoke English.
one of his work colleagues kind of convinced him to go for some kind of charity sort of event or whatever it is.
That's how they get you in.
What it actually was a recruitment drive.
Yeah, of course it is.
And he went in there, and it was literally like the Simpsons episode, Follow the Leader. Remember
Yeah,
that? Remember that episode where the leader is and the leader is at? And so I always had the theory, which he confirmed, but my suspicion was, because I used to drive past it quite a lot because of a cousin of mine, or ours, lives very close to there, so I used to drive past it. And I always said to him on a Saturday afternoon, they've always got the hottest girls.
It's not
At
just
the
Saturday
front.
afternoon. It was
Every day,
it was-
pretty much, yeah.
when we were working on a road crew, and we got your little UHC. That was constantly just going off with the boys going,
Break a
oh
breaker.
my God, look at this
Yeah.
one. And it was like that was all they recruited. It was amazing.
Well, you know what? Look, I'll tell you a story. This is completely a fucking segue of segues. But each to their own, is my view. And there was a guy that I used to work with, and he was pretty down and out in life. And I remember one of his friends at work, his co-workers, would say to him, you know what? Why don't you go to church? Because you need something in your life. You need something, man. You're like...
You get wise.
You get wise. You go to church. But no, he needed... you remember that? That was fucking gold. But he really did need something in his life. He needed an outlet because he had nothing in his life. He'd go home from work. He'd work so much overtime, the maximum you could work, and he'd be bored shitless, and he'd turn to the booze, he'd turn to all sorts of other stuff. He had multiple relationships that failed, and he had really bad opinions of women and all sorts of stuff. And he was turning into a bit of a sociopath. I'm being serious. And so I used to say to him, you know what they're saying to you, have you ever thought about it? Like, all you've got to do is just rock up on a Sunday or whenever it is,
Take your pay
and just
packet.
say you're a lost lamb.
Take your pay packet.
No, but you're a lost lamb, and maybe that's what you need.
Price of lamb nowadays.
Yeah, I know. But
yeah.
for some people, that's what they need, right? I don't need
Hey,
it.
look, I already
but
said
I'm-
my ultimate job as a televangelist. I reckon I would kill it in that market.
I've got a cousin. She was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. We wanted to start a cult. You ever seen Wild Wild Country?
Yep.
I fucking want... No, bullshit.
man, I
You
wanna
could be our evangelist.
Mate, we wanted to
Mate.
fucking start a cult.
Yep.
I'm telling you. Do you know the cult in Wild Wild Country? The
Yep.
Rajneeshni or whatever they call it?
Whatever, yeah.
Mate, they got multiple wives. All they did was fuck each other
I'm not
all
interested in
day.
the model wives.
I
I'm
fuck-
interested in the cash.
I'm into no,
Show
I mean-
me the money.
No, I want
One wife's enough, mate. Trust me.
No.
Have you ever seen the private jet video?
Oh.
Between the two of it. Oh, that is one of the greatest videos.
No, I just want to dance naked all fucking day and no one laugh at me. That's all I want.
That's never gonna happen.
They're
That's
going to
never gonna
laugh,
happen.
man.
They're gonna
They're
laugh.
going to laugh.
They see a look at that and they go,
I'm sorry.
"What
As
the
soon as you
fuck?"
start doing the helicopter with him, that's it. It's over.
I can't even do that, mate. It's
too short.
It's too short.
Oh, God.
You know the puppetry
Okay,
of the
so you're the
penis?
rotor at the back.
Hey,
What's
you
the
remember-
rotor at the back?
Hey, remember the show Puppetry of the Penis? I was like, what the fuck? A penis is that? What? You can do that with that?
You can do that
Jesus
with that?
Christ.
How the hell's he tying a knot in that thing?
They was using it as a watch. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can't even reach my fucking hand. Mine's a turtle.
Should we get on with this show?
Yes. We got a topic of the show.
It's multiple topics in one topic.
But first we get to the topic of the show. Rocket Russell's got a list of grievances.
Oh, man.
He's been listening to these podcasts because he's a loyal listener and he's got the phone and he contacted me
The
this
airing
week.
of grievances.
He contacted me
where's
this
the
week.
poll? Where's
he
the Seinfeld
contacted
poll?
me this week.
The airing of grievances.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us.
He contacted me this week and says, I've got some ideas and I want to hit you with some fucking grievances. And I'm like, all right, let's get it on, bitch.
Right, you want to start number one?
Number one.
Number
Yes.
one.
Is
The
it gonna be-
greatest controller of all time.
The DualShock 4, PS4.
No, you should fill it. PS4
Actually,
is the crappiest.
Xbox 360.
No, the original Xbox controller, the Duke.
Well, we discussed this on the way up.
We did discuss this on the way up.
I've got girl hands.
Monkey hands.
I've got T-Rex hands. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, I can't move this microphone. What am I doing? Fuck the T-Rex. Everyone thinks that fucking dinosaur was the king of the fucking jungle or whatever the fuck it was at that time. He wasn't. Because I'm telling you, the other dinosaurs would have laughed at that fuck because he had tiny little arms. If you had tiny little... He couldn't do shit. As if he could...
Imagine if he had itchy balls.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't. Oh.
As if he had
He'd
fucking...
make for a fucking terrible DJ, too.
Oh, because he couldn't do the scratch.
Imagine short scratch.
Yeah, imagine him being like Run DMC, a fucking T-Rex go wicka wicka wicka. There's
Walk
no
this way.
There's that walk this way. Be like the fucking T-Rex, like walk this way. Wicka wicka wicka. Fuck the T-Rex. He never impressed me. The Velociraptor impressed me because that fucking thing was... That's a badass bird.
They've proven that the Hollywood's view of it is completely wrong. It's the size of a chicken and it's furry.
Well, I think we've all got the views wrong completely. I think the
I
dinosaur...
think Jurassic Park has been the greatest travesty.
Well, if you're a
ever come
flat
on
earther,
TV.
they believe that they'll put there on purpose, kind of like the Jovos do,
Fucking
as a distraction.
Interdimensional aliens came and...
No, they think that maybe the intergalactical or whatever fucking interdimensional aliens are the ones that built the dome that we now live in, and they placed all of these bones there.
What
as a
if this
distraction.
fucking Earth is one of those? Remember those fucking things our grandmother
Snow
used to
globe.
have? Snow globe.
That's
You
what they
shake 'em
say.
up,
That's exactly what they say.
Do
It's
they?
like. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
and we're actually on somebody's TV from the 80s.
That'd be
Remember
great.
those big fucking CRT
Well, we're an experiment,
TVs?
aren't we?
Yeah, we're an experiment.
They go fully back to
No,
the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but we are an experiment.
I've said that from the very beginning. That I will not argue that we are an experiment, and I've said for a long time.
But we may be an experiment, but at least we're on a sphere.
Yeah, we're on a sphere.
we think so.
We're on a sphere.
Oh, I'm going to hold judgment until
Somewhat
they've done their
spherical.
tour.
We are on a sphere, but we are alien hybrids that we had some DNA interjected into some fucking other animal and we parted ways from that other animal. Darwin's theory is bullshit. I'm telling you now it is. I've been over that. Listen to that other podcast episode. I'm not revisiting it again.
All right, going back
I'm
to the
spent.
Xbox controller.
Well, if you've got little T-Rex hands like I do, the Duke controller was too big.
No, Duke controller
For you,
is perfect.
you're hung like a fucking... They call you Eeyore. You're hung like a fucking donkey. You walk around, they go, Eeyore, because you got fucking big, ginormous mid of a hands, and you're like...
I wish it translated, trust me. I wish it did.
They call you Eeyore.
See, so this leads into part two, which is the PS4, for these mids, the crappiest controller.
I think it's probably
ergonomically, it is horrible.
I think it's the best balance for everyone, that controller.
See, 360, and I look, I know you're going to hate me for it. I actually liked the one.
That's shit.
No, I like it.
Look, you know what my problem with the one is? If the 360 controller never existed, the one would be fine. But the 360 controller did exist.
It did.
And Microsoft...
And it was a great controller.
And it was the best controller of all time. Now,
No.
if you had have come to me... just hear me out for a sec. If you had to come to me today and said, I think you're wrong, and the best controller that has ever come out was the 360 controller, I would have 100% agreed with you, right? Because I think it was perfect. Yes... Microsoft could have maybe changed it up with the Xbox One and made the battery internal and maybe made the triggers a little bit more ergonomically nicer. But the Xbox One controller is fucking fundamentally shit. And I'll tell you why. If you're not Eeyore the donkey like you are with fucking ginormous beefy meaty hands and you're like the rest of us with T-Rex girly fucking hands, then what the Xbox One controller is a diabolical disaster. And I'll tell you why. Because I can't reach the fucking LB and RB bumpers. I can't reach them. They're too fucked.
But see,
right?
the problem
Now, I'll
with that
tell you
is-
something else. If I fucking worked at the company I used to work in and the health and safety officer came and did a ergonomic assessment of that fucking controller, you know what they'd say? Our work cover would have a problem with that. It's not ergonomic. I'll fucking tell you a little side story, a little mini ram. Let me fucking hit you with this one. One day, I'm at my fucking desk at work and the health and safety officer comes in and she goes, oh, you're slouching. And I said, well, have you ever thought that maybe my body wasn't ergonomically designed in the fucking first place?
Never think maybe I'm
and
just a fat lazy...
Then she says to me, oh, your monitor's too low.
Oh, fuck off.
And I go, oh, for fucking Christ.
When did monitors start smoking drugs?
Get ready for this. Oh, I fucking like that. That's a good one. Are you ready for this one?
Yep.
She says, we need to raise it. Okay. Do whatever you want. She did an ergo assessment.
Please don't tell me she did what they all do and get a book.
Yes. 2 fucking phone books. But here's the best bit. Here's the best bit, and I'm going to rant again. I can't help myself today. I'm so highly caffeinated. I'm fucking pissed. Because what happened was, and I've been sitting on this for fucking years, she raised the monitor by 2 fucking phone books. And then I said, well, that's fantastic. You did your ergonomic assessment. But what about this? My fucking chair was broken. It had been broken for fucking 6 years. And I reported it and no one fucking gave a fuck. And I said, that's fucking great. Look at my chair. And I leaned back in it like this and it went crack. It went bang. The chair's fucked. And she said, well, how long's that been? I said, well, since fucking I reported it 6 years ago. But you're so convinced that everything else is a fucking problem. Like my fucking thing's too high or too low and I'm slouching. Fuck it.
Do you know what's even funnier? I've had my monitors raised on my desk before with literally, I kid you not, phone books or or textbooks or literally like a book.
See, what are they going to do in a couple of years with the advent of internet and no phone books? What do the police do? What do they beat you with nowadays?
I know, but
my heart's palpitating. I fucking ran it a lot then.
But the monitor becomes wobbly. It in itself becomes a safety problem, right?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, but I fucking couldn't believe it. I'm like, I said to her, look, you've gone over all this other bullshit detail about my desk being too low and too high and all this shit. You didn't even look at my chair. Look at my fat ass. It's fucking hanging off the fucking chair because the fucking back of the chair's fucked.
I'd laugh if they replaced it with one of those balls.
I'll tell you another story. I knew a bloke who sat on a ball.
Yeah.
Right? And...
fell on his ass?
No. I said to him, what the fuck is this shit? And he says, I'm a physio by trade and I now do this. And I go, oh yeah. And he goes, the ball is better for you. I said, oh, is it really?
Did you kick it out from under him? Because that's what I do.
I didn't. I wished I had done that. But I said to him, well, it doesn't look very comfortable at all.
And unless you're actually making a concerted effort to keep your spine
That's
straight,
what he said. He goes, you have to make a concerted effort to make it. I go, well, that's fucking bullshit.
Because most people won't.
No.
They'll
I said
slap
most
something
people won't do it. And he had a ball. It was a fucking joke.
I would have loved to have kicked it out.
I wanted to kick it out so
one of
bad.
these balls appeared in my office on Thursday.
Oh.
Because we have one of the ladies I work with is pregnant. She saw it and she went, being pregnant, I actually think that'd be great for me. So they've thrown it over and I thought, I'll have a go at this. Didn't realise it wasn't pumped up properly, have sat on it and just gone completely backwards and into the wall.
Can you imagine if that happened to the pregnant lady, how much of a big OH and S issue that would be?
I would have said...
But I've had his OH and S lady rant at me whilst I was walking down the stairs at his old place of work. The stairs are, 2-3 metres wide?
Yep. Get ready for
and there's
this.
signs all the way down saying 3 points of contact.
Yep.
It's not possible to actually do 3 points of contact unless you've got a fucking harness.
Here's the best bit. Now, I'll tell you a little story. Rocket Russell and I used to work with each other, but not in the same company. Our company was a customer of his company, and he was like a supplier. But I'd ring him up all the time.
He was your supplier.
I used to get his monitors high.
Yeah, he did, right? But I used to ring him, and this is leading to the topic of the show. We used to talk about other bullshit. But he used to visit our site quite often, and he got bailed up one day by the OH&S officer, and she used to say to her, well, you didn't make 3 points of contact. But one day...
I did. I got 2 fucking feet and a hand on a rail.
No, but you got to lift a foot, so that takes the 3 points of
that's
contact
right.
away.
I used to argue that with her, and I said, now listen...
Unless you're going to shuffle down there or do a
No,
moonwalk.
but listen to this bullshit. I said to her one day, because she bailed me up, she goes, you need to set a better example, because I was the manager. She says, you need to be a better example and you need to display to everyone else that you've got the 3 points of contact. You know what I said to her? You can shove it. I'll tell you why. 150 people have touched that rail with their bullshit fucking diseased hands in the middle of winter. I refuse to touch that bullshit rail with their bullshit fucking bacteria diseases. I'd rather take the risk of falling down the fucking stairs and landing on my head than getting some bullshit infected. My hand will turn into the fucking claw or something, like the fly. The claw. Mr. Suckle, my God Almighty. So I'm like, I'm fucking not having it. I'm not having it.
Mate, I was
but she
there
used
with
to
you.
bowl him up, and she'd go, well, didn't you induct him and tell him about the 3 points of I go, no, because I used to say, oh, no, because I've got a bigger fucking problem than that bullshit, like we can't ship product out. But don't worry about that. Fucking, let's make sure he holds 3 points of contact while the fucking shareholders are ringing me up going, why can't you do this and why can't you do that? Oh, I'm fucking sorry. I had to induct him for half an hour and fucking, you know what then I say? Oh, this was beautiful. I'd say, do you think they give a fuck about this in China? And she'd go, what do you mean? I go, oh, they'd say, oh, what your problem? Do I ever fucking tell you the story? You may have to cut it out.
Right, fuck it.
Fuck it. One time, this bloke came out. He wasn't even an auditor. He came out from an Asian sub that we had, and he just decided that he was going to do an audit on us for OH S, but he had nothing to do with it. And this is no bullshit when I tell you this story. He's in the car park. You remember the car park?
With the spots that weren't big enough to actually fit a car into.
Right.
Yep, those ones.
Yep. That was another cracker.
Yep.
He says, oh, we have problem. I go, fuck, here we go. I go, what's the problem? He goes, barrier not high enough. And so what we used to have was, you know the barriers that used to be bump barriers so you could tell your car had got to the edge of the parking spot?
Yeah.
He goes, this problem. I go, how is this a fucking problem? He go, because what happened is sometimes people, they forget what accelerator and what brake, and they think that it's brake, but it's actually accelerator.
So, okay.
And
No. Just to clarify what you're talking about. You're talking about the bit that hits the wheels.
Yeah,
on the ground,
the bit
right?
it's he wanted them to be higher because he goes,
Then you just fucking destroy the car.
no.
The spots are that small, you destroy the car anyway.
No, get ready for what I fucking said, and I got so much trouble for this. This is no bullshit. Because then he goes, you need to make them higher. And I go, what for? And he goes, sometimes people forget what accelerator, what brake, and then they put foot on accelerator instead of brake, and then they go through office and kill people. You know what I said? Well, they fucking deserve to die because that's fucking stupid. If you can't work out what's an accelerator and what's a brake, you don't fucking deserve to drive a car, and you fucking don't deserve to live anymore. Fuck it. And then I got the HR manager he goes, mate, come over here. I go, is he fucking winding me up, this prick? And he goes, why? I go, he's fucking winding me up. He knows I'm a loose cannon, and he's deliberately saying bullshit fucking shit that fucking makes no sense. He's a fucking idiot. Fuck him. And they go, come on, you need to go for a walk. No, fuck him. He's making up bullshit. I had another one. You remember where I used to work?
Yep.
There was another bloke that came out. He was a fucking expert. Mm-hmm. And he says, you need to
Inverted commas for everyone that wants.
Inverted commas for the two people that are listening. And he
One
says,
person today because I'm
one
here.
person because you're here. Super Simon's listening, so for his benefit, right? And so anyway, this bloke comes out and he says, you need to put a fan in the middle of the aisle where forklift go. I go, why? And he goes, so forklift go one direction and forklift go other direction so they don't hit each other. I said, mate, if I'm not a fucking smart bloke, but if I put a fucking fence in the middle of that aisle, no fucking forklift's going to get through there because the aisle's not wide enough. And he go, well, you need to think about it. I go, we have thought about it. We've got procedures where they go in one direction and not two directions. He goes, this problem. I go, are you fucking trying to wind me up? That's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. And the HR guy that was there goes, come over here for a walk. I go, this fucking prick is trying to be a fucking smart ass now. He's not even fucking trying to be funny. He's trying to wind me up, the fucking cockhead. Oh, fuck, I got into so much trouble. But yeah, fuck it. I don't work there anymore, and I love them all to bits, and I do miss some of the fucking antics, but I don't miss that bullshit because I'm fucking done. I retired. Fuck it. Topic of the show. What's your other grievance?
Well, we're back to the controllers.
We talked about it.
But fucking hang on. Let
Get
me
your
fuck.
fucking
Where are my
bullshit
glasses? You know
iPhone
you're
up.
old with them.
I'm fucking
Fucking pick on my iPhone. I'm in the ecosystem now. I'm stuck.
Oh, you can get off it, man.
I'm getting off it. I'm weaning myself off.
Oh, here we go. This was going to be a great one.
Yep.
The new Google gaming system thing.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, I'm gonna be rational here. I think, like a lot of people think, that it's way too early for that. Like, I don't even.
It sounds fabulous if you have rock solid internet connection.
Yeah,
Rock solid, yep.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anywhere in the world, maybe from some of the Asian countries like Japan,
Singapore, maybe.
Singapore, maybe.
Korea,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't think anywhere in the world really has stable enough internet to make that product worth as advertised.
Some of the ideas, I like the idea of being able to use my great Xbox One controller.
Yep.
With it, that sounds
I'm
amazing.
not saying it's shit. I'm just saying it's not as good as the PS4 controller.
It's the PS4. It's too small. It's made for girly hands.
I have girly hands, and I've got.
I don't. I am a man.
Girly private parts.
Did I tell you? I pointed Bixby at it. I pointed Bixby at my doodle, and it said it's a cyst.
just pivoting on the Google, whatever the fuck name they gave.
Stadia, they call it.
Stadia, which is
It's a good question to ask, though.
So, I mean, for me, just pivoting that a little bit, how do you reckon Google's going to use it? How are they going... Because what they showed off in the presentation was its direct integration with YouTube.
Look,
right?
Which was going to happen.
Which was going to happen, but I'm just fascinated to see how they want to do it. And
Conceptually,
how
it looks great. Conceptually.
Do you reckon it'll make it?
No.
Because, I mean, how many Google products are out there that have never made it?
No, it won't make it. Because it won't make it because fundamentally what it's built on, the infrastructure isn't there for it to support it anywhere in the world. And I don't like it from this perspective. We're moving towards a very, well, for me being my age, it's difficult, but for younger people it's not. But we're moving towards a place where we don't own anything anymore.
Nah.
Right? You don't own music because you stream it. You don't own movies because you stream them. Mm-hmm. And now they're saying you're not going to own games anymore. And the reason why I like consoles over PC, and I know PC's superior, I'm not going to argue that, but the console currently today supports more physical media than PC does, right? And PC went down the digital path, and we accept that, and that's fine.
Steam.
That's fine. Well, I've got problems with Steam too.
I've got lots of problems with Steam.
Right, and let me sidetrack. I think it's fucking hilarious these people come out now and bitch about how the PC's being raped and pillaged by the Epic Game Store and how it's being ruined by the experience is being ruined by the Epic Game Store when they were cheering in the streets years ago saying, "Oh, we've got an open platform. Fuck you, console players, because you've got a closed platform and Sony can fuck you up and Microsoft can fuck you up. But our PCs are wonderful because it's open platform." Well, guess what? Your open platform's actually doing what it was always going to do. It's actually giving you competition now. And anyone that thinks Steam's fucking wonderful, go fuck yourself. Because I live in a country where up until very recently they wouldn't accept local currency. It was fucking USD. I had to pay, and I had these people on YouTube telling me, "Oh, PC games are cheaper because on Steam it's this." Well, no, it wasn't for me because I was living in a country where unless it was USD, I was paying fucking USD. I wasn't paying local currency.
And then international currency transfer.
And I was at the mercy of the local currency exchange, and it wasn't favourable either. We got bullshit currency exchange as well, and so games were more expensive.
And our dollar's worth shit all.
Absolutely, and it was not fucking favourable. And what was I getting for it? I was getting raped. And then people were saying, "Oh, but Steam's wonderful." No, it's not, because fucking you remember the summer sales they used to have, which were our winters. They were fucking awesome at the start, and now they're shit.
Crap.
Now they're shit. And I remember having on my wish list, which is a good feature, all the games I wanted, right?
And you're watching them. Yeah.
And I was getting emails all the time saying this game's now available or at a cheaper price.
Yep.
Now I get fucking nothing because they don't put anything on sale. And the summer sales that they have are shit.
Pathetic.
They're
The
shit.
games they had up there.
Fucking Sony has better sales on the PSN than fucking Steam does, and so does Microsoft. And Microsoft are even worse than Sony, in my opinion.
I
but they've got a lot better.
surprised having a look. I told you I've just signed up for the Game Pass. On
Yeah,
my
it's
Xbox.
good. It's good.
I'm okay with that, but I was looking at some of the prices of games with because I'm a gold member. The prices aren't too bad, but it comes back to your whole point of not owning anything. I love going into EB or JB.
But we're an older generation, right?
The younger generation.
Which leads into one of my next rants is, I fucking hate how games are released unfucking finished.
Oh, he's.
I know
you know what? Every game now is, and it's almost to the point now where you want to wait for a month or two before you get it.
You wait for the second patch.
And you get a second or third patch for it.
Like, what was the Red Dead Redemption?
Oh, okay, so...
Let him go. Let him go.
So, and I mean, this is a conversation for another time. We went to the midnight launch.
Yeah, we're nerds.
Right? So, and then by the time I got home that night, it was about... Well, it must have been about 1:30 a.m. I thought, fucking awesome. I've got the day off work tomorrow. I'm going to go stick Red Dead in the machine, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have a few plays at it. The beautiful thing was, it took fucking 5 hours to install that game.
That's Super Mario Brothers.
Second of all, after it finished installing it, they needed to do a fucking
49 gig.
49 gigabyte install. Now, here, I'm on the worst ADSL connection you can possibly imagine. It took a week to download that fucking patch.
Well, I'll give you a little...
week.
We're
Week.
deviating from the topic a little bit, but a very recent example is Division 2, where on day one that had a 44 gig install. Download install.
It's unacceptable.
Right?
Just finish the fucking game. Postpone it if you have to.
Using Red Dead as the example. So I had my pre-order in for Red Dead when it was originally meant to be released, which was a year before it was released. They canned that release because, we found bugs in the game, but we still released it a year later and then gave you a 49 gig update to fucking fix the bugs.
Yeah, but this is the modern world we live in.
Fuck the modern world.
Yeah, but you know what? The developers will say, we've given you bigger experiences, and those bigger experiences mean we have more data and more errors. But I made a point. You might have heard it.
I've heard it, yeah. I had to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah. We did a podcast with Super Simon on this. And at the end of the day, if you're not on the internet these days, you've got GIMP games. Yep. At some point, somewhere, that game's got to be GIMPed. And that's a problem that we're going to just have to move on with. But the world... See, my problem with the Stadia, going back to that, we haven't really adopted in the console space. Let's forget PCs for a second. In the console space, we haven't accepted digital media. We're starting to.
Well, we're going to have to with the new Xbox that's coming out with
no
no drive.
But that's a dip in the water for
that's just
Microsoft.
That's just they can make sales.
Right. But what I'm saying is we haven't en masse accepted digital media as our mainstay for console gaming. We have for PC, but fuck the PC, because now they got caught out. Everyone thought Steam was great, but like every monopoly, they were fucking you up the arse. And I get really annoyed, and I think it's hilarious when you see people like Angry Joe whinge and bitch about how The Outer Worlds, which is a new Obsidian game coming out later on, which is now exclusive on the Epic Game Store. Well, what did you want? You were bitching about Steam. Now you've got your competition. Guess what? That's your open source or open platform on the PC. And you know what? You've all forgotten, you fucks, because back in the 80s when it was all MS-DOS, it was a fucking debacle. Now the PC gamers, and I want to rant now, because the PC gamers have been saying, we don't like all these multi-launchers we've got. We've got fucking Origin. We've got Steam. We've got, what is it? Uplay. We've got
EA Access.
EA Access. We've got all these shit. We've got the Epic Game Store. There's others I've forgotten. But you know what? That's an open source platform. But we had it in the 80s as well. Because when you had MS-DOS, no one gave a fuck about anything. You had to work out what the executable file was. It was a fucking mess. And what you all fucking bitched about consoles with, you got with Steam. They consoleized the PC. They gave you the console experience on a PC. And yes, it was awesome. But people forget when the Steam first came out, people hated Steam. They fucking hated Steam. And I hate Steam. And now you fucks are bloody defending it, saying, we don't like Epic Store. But I'll guarantee you, in fucking 5 years' time or 10, everyone will go, the Epic Store's awesome. Steam shit. You fucks. I'm telling you now.
There was an eBay dude going, I'm selling my Steam account.
Yep.
And he wanted, 10 grand for it? Because he's going to Epic.
Yeah.
He wanted 10 grand for his Steam account.
You're an idiot.
Fuck yourself.
You're an idiot.
I don't think your games are that good.
But you know what? I'm not saying the PC's a poor platform to game on. It's the best platform to game on. I choose not to because I'm lazy as fuck and I want my one insular thing.
Let's be honest, you don't want to walk upstairs.
No, I don't. I fucking can't be bothered. My PC's upstairs. I showed you before.
Yeah.
But I laugh when I hear people bitching about the competition they're now getting with Steam because you whinged about having a closed platform with consoles. Open platforms give you competition. You want competition. You fucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love it how you ended the sentence with "you fucks."
Well, and it annoys me.
Yeah.
Because all these people went from the console experience because they didn't like the fact that they were limited to 30 frames per second, and they now got 60. But I fucking laugh too. Fucking, I'm going to rant now because I see these young people make YouTube videos and they go, I get 250 frames a second with a game. Fucking, can you really notice it, you dumb fuck, when it's 140 frames a second on my PC? What, my dick's bigger than yours? Fuck off. You want
the human eye can't even pick that up.
You can't even see it, you fucking idiot. But they compare dick sizes on fucking YouTube about, I can't play anything less than 140 frames a second. Fuck off, you can't. You can. As long as it's 60 frames a second and up, it's better. And I will agree that 60 frames a second is the minimum. I will agree that, and it is a shortcoming of consoles, and that's what's hurt the consoles this generation. But when they go to Ryzen in the next generation, which is what they're going to, you fucking mark my words, Sony Sony and Microsoft will come out and go, we've heard you all, you fucks. You're getting 60 frames a second as a minimum because we've got a better CPU. No, they fucking will.
I want to see that in the official Microsoft release.
I want Phil Spencer to come out on stage at E3 and go, so we've heard all of you fucks.
Yeah, and Sean Layden will come out, all right, you fucks, you whinging. You fucking all wanted 60 frames a second, well, now you got it. But I'll tell you, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. What if the PC realm is a debacle with all these multiple launches and the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever they call it, suddenly offers like 60 frames a second with 4K gaming? Let's say they do. I don't know if they will.
They're all trying for it.
Well, what then I would argue, where are you going to go with your gaming? You're complaining about all these multi-launches, right? And yes, the PC will always be superior because yes, it is open, and yes, I can spend $1,000 on a graphics card at will, right?
$1,000 is cheap.
At will. I can do it whenever I feel like it on a PC, but I can't on the console. But where are you going to go, right? If the console experience is not that much better, or not much that worse, sorry, and you can get a decent experience on a console, but you don't have all these fucking launches on your desktop, why would you fucking play on PC?
No,
that's my argument.
Makes no sense.
Right, and I know people are going to piss on me, and I don't give a fuck. Come at me with your fucking comments, you fucks, because I'll debate it. Because now you have a problem on the PC, and I will agree if I was a PC gamer purely, I don't like the multi-launches either. I fucking don't like it, but you got what you fucking asked for. You wanted an open platform, and good on Epic for fucking coming out and giving Steam or Valve a run for their money. Because fuck Valve. They've done nothing with that fucking platform for years. They sat on it. They wouldn't get, up until recently, correct me if I'm wrong, they wouldn't do local currency.
Nope.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Up until recently, they didn't do anything with that fucking storefront. It was a debacle. There was no curation in it.
Done anything
there was no
fucking debacle.
There was no curation. There was absolutely no weeding out of bullshit games. There are so many games on that platform that if you're a developer, I feel an indie developer, I feel sorry for you because you're buried. Yep. You're buried in a whole bunch of bullshit. And yes, I will agree that that's happening too on the consoles, but less, right? And it's certainly happening on the Switch,
There's a whole
right?
bunch of shit on there. Yeah.
But it is not the
I just
utopia.
want to say fuck you, Valve, in general.
Yeah, fuck off. Give me Half-Life 3, you cocks.
Yeah,
but you won't do.
But
actually, don't even do that. Give me Left 4 Dead 3 even.
Yeah,
you fucks. No. But you know what? I tell you what, that's going to hurt them in the future because they put all their eggs in that basket of Steam, and now Steam's got competition, and they're not reacting. They're
too small. They're too small. They're not a large enough company.
Yeah, but they're kind of like a lazy hibernating bear.
No,
you know what I mean?
They don't have enough developers to fucking do it.
But what I'm saying is they put all their eggs in that basket.
Yeah, and they fucked themselves.
Now, and they've
been just living happy off the money and
that's right.
Not putting
What's his name? Gabe or whatever he is.
Fucking Lord Gaben.
Yeah.
Fuck him, because he pissed on the PS3 as well, one of my favourite consoles of all time. He pissed on it, and now he can go fuck himself, but he's got $1 million and probably hot chicks fucking blowing him every fucking day, and he's doing a line of coke off their ass, and he's probably more popular than fucking Pottery Pete, so he probably doesn't give a shit, but I'm calling him out. If this was a wrestling match, I'd be saying, fuck you, Lord Gaben, I'm going to slam your fat fucking ass through this table. That's how I roll.
Hell in the Cell, bring it on!
Fucking oath! It really annoys me when I see all these comments now, because first it was Metro Exodus that went across to the Epic Game Store as an exclusive title, and that's a year exclusive, I believe. And that was done pretty poorly too, because originally it was on Steam, and then they yanked it off Steam, and they gave people that had pre-order it Steam access, but other than that, it's off. Now it's The Outer Worlds, which is an Obsidian game, which is coming into the PC. You're fucked. And I didn't even add what Microsoft want to do with gaming on the PC as well, because the Windows Store is going to be a bigger thing than it is at the moment.
That's pretty big.
They're going to
all
really
the Game Pass stuff's there.
It's going to get bigger.
Yep.
Right. And so Valve/Steam have been sitting doing nothing for years, and you fucks have all been lapping it up, and you haven't realised that they're not doing anything for you. And when they've got competition, they're doing less. They haven't once reacted to the shit that's come out.
They're the new Kodak, aren't they, really?
Yeah. They are. They are. Because they haven't... You know why people are going to Epic? Because their deals with the deals that Epic have got with the developers are much more favourable for the developers. They make a lot more money.
Yep.
Steam, they're getting screwed.
Everyone gets screwed with Steam.
So why would you, as a developer, particularly an indie developer, why would you stick with Steam?
You wouldn't. Why
you
would
wouldn't.
You? Yeah.
You'd go fuck your Steam. I don't care where my game is. I just want my game to be
I just
out and
wanna make
about,
money out of it.
and I want to make money out of
Yep.
it. But no, fuck them. But I just laugh. I just laugh at all the rant and the videos of all these fucking nerds are coming out with going your PC Master Race. And not from a technical point of view, it is superior. I'm not debating that.
Yep.
If I had to choose between, I'll use Metro Exodus as an example. That would run head and shoulders above any console any day of the week, particularly with ray tracing and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, you all thought it was Utopia, and I knew it wasn't, because I remember playing games in the 80s and all that sort of shit on the PC, and it was a fucking debacle.
Oh, it was.
And it's going back that way again. It's going back full circle. It's going back to being a fragmented debacle on the PC. Mark my fucking words. Because now every big publisher, they're going to put their own launcher on fucking on the PC. Mark my words.
Until Microsoft turns around and says, no, you don't. We're buying all of that shit. If you want to have your games work, you got to put them in the Microsoft store.
Well, I'll tell you why I say what I say, because Microsoft is saying, well, all of our games, we're putting it on the Windows Store, and the Windows Store is just a launcher.
Yeah, it's exactly.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so now you've got all these launchers on your screen, and you got if I was a PC, being me, I can't remember last week, I'd be sitting there going, what fucking game, what launcher does that game sit in? What's Metro Exodus on? Oh, that's right, it's Epic Store. Fuck that shit. For the sake of a couple of frames, you know? Okay, it's better on PC, absolutely, but it's not the be all and end all. I fucking ran it. What's the next thing on your list?
Oh, next on the list.
How long are we recording this bullshit for? I'm angry now.
Depends how much we cut out, but about an hour and 15.
All right, we're all right.
We're on track. Okay, so in my so as we were discussing on the way up,
Yep.
my gaming console career didn't kick off. Well, it kicked off a little bit with Super NES and Street Fighter, and that was it.
Yep.
Didn't really take off until the Nintendo 64.
Oh,
Now,
well,
before then-
a little friend of yours,
Oh, yeah.
what's his name? The Pickle Bear.
The Pickle Bear.
I've got the Pickle Bear coming on to talk about the N64.
Yep. So my question is, the Commodore 64, was that the greatest console / sort of console gaming machine of that time?
No, I'm going to argue it's a computer more than anything else. But it was, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you why I say
For longevity, that machine...
Yeah, but that was the prelude for the Amiga series.
Yes.
Right, so Commodore... It's hard to
It was
believe...
the Amiga 128 afterwards, wasn't it?
There was the Amiga... originally, there was the Amiga 500.
Yep.
Then, actually, it was the 1000. Then they made the 500. Then there was the 2000. And then I think they brought out the 3000. Right? But Commodore always leaned heavily on the fact that their PCs or their computers were very good for graphical fidelity and graphical ability, right?
You look at it back now, look at graphics now compared
Oh,
to then.
you'd
That's
laugh.
ridiculous, isn't
But
it?
I'll tell you now, this cousin of ours, he had an Amiga 1000. At the time, nothing came close. Nothing. Because I was playing a PC back then, and the PC was shit.
Yep.
It was fucking shit compared to an Amiga. And so, for me, the Commodore 64, I never had one, but I had kids in the neighbourhood that did.
So we had,
And it-
I think we had 2 or 3
And,
in our house.
I'm telling you now, even back then, the Commodore 64 shit on a PC.
Oh, Commodore 64 was great.
Yeah. Even back then. People go...
Even though, you'd put the tape in.
And you'd fucking walk away.
Oh,
Have a
he
game
walks
of
away.
soccer.
and-
I used to. There was a kid down the street. He used to have a Commodore 64 with a cassette.
Yep.
And he said to me one day, "Let's play this game." And he goes, he put it in the cassette in the disk drive, and then he basically went off and we said, "Let's go play soccer." And we played
We
soccer.
literally went and played soccer.
We went and played shit. Played
The
something.
worst part about that is sometimes you'd walk away and go play a game, and then it says, "Oh, please turn the tape over."
Yeah. Oh shit. But you know what? The Commodore 64, Commodore itself, kind of advertised that more as a computer. But it was a very good gaming capable device.
I mean, that's all we ever did on.
So my thought on the Commodore, and I could be very wrong on this, and a lot of people will disagree with me on this, but Commodore, people forget, Commodore was massive, particularly in the UK and here, right? In North America, they
do so
didn't
well.
really have a presence, but they were available, right? But they had legal issues with the name, right? The Amiga name.
Oh, yep.
And so Commodore always leveraged themselves as a computer that happened to play fucking great games.
Oh, they were
Right.
brilliant. Boulder Dash.
Boulder
Did you ever
Dash,
play
yeah.
Boulder?
Yeah. So the Commodore...
Spy Hunter.
Yeah. So Commodore's a funny thing for me as to where to place it in terms of gaming. But I know most people that had a Commodore 64 play games on it.
Oh, that was all we did on it.
Yeah, but I'm telling you now, Commodore themselves would always advertise it as a computer. So it's kind of weird. If you talk at it from our perspective, it's a gaming device, but Commodore would argue it was a computer.
Let's be honest.
That happened to play games.
Yeah, let's be honest. With our experience with PCs, we've probably spent more time playing games on a PC than we did doing anything else.
But PCs were weird. PCs, we had an IBM clone. Mm-hmm. So unless you bought a clone, but that was a name brand like a Gateway or a Dell or a HP, they were brand names.
And we were talking before, what the prices of PCs back in our day.
Yeah, it's fucking horrific.
Yeah, I remember seeing an ad for a 486 that happened to be $20,000.
Holy shit!
Back in 1994.
How much do you reckon Dad paid for the 286?
He paid about $2,000 for it.
We had a 486. I think it was the SX2 model.
Yes.
So it was the full funky one, and that was like $5,500.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Fuck me, that's a lot of money.
That's huge.
But there weren't really graphics cards back in those days.
There wasn't graphics cards.
It was just a CPU, and that's what it was relying on. Yeah. So Commodore was weird, but by the time the Commodore came out with the Amiga, more than anything else, that was people, the public, saw it as a gaming device. But Commodore would always say it's a computer, but then they'd put in, but look at the graphical capabilities of it. And they actually were like pushing more of the desktop publishing type of angle with it. It was a great device to create media on it.
Yep.
But I always associate...
it was a gaming machine.
Yeah, you and I will agree on that because I associate it with a gaming machine.
Like we used to have boxes like this, floppy disks.
Yeah.
And we even had the special little punch.
Yep.
So you could turn them over.
Yep.
But they had the funky Amiga DOS. Now, remember, Amiga DOS was also what you used it as a computer. Right?
Yes.
That was the computer part of it. So, quote unquote. What's your next one?
Oh, what was it?
We're going to wrap this up because we've got a special guest that's just arrived. That's blown my fucking mind.
No.
Yep. Okay. Space 1999.
Yep.
Not Gerry's best work.
I agree.
Nah, fuck you.
Yeah,
It's a fucking rant.
No. I'm not gonna rant because if I look back at Space 1999, the first season.
It was one of the most expensive series he ever made.
Yeah.
Really?
It was massive.
For the time, I mean, you look at that today and you put yourself back in 1979, whenever that was released. It was very late 70s.
That was early 70s, wasn't it?
No, very late 70s. No, you're right. It was 74, but I watched the reruns in the late 70s.
Well, like we all did.
Yeah,
because like me, we went around 74.
So it was released in 72 or 74.
I think it was 72 it started.
And by the time I saw it, it was late 70s.
Yeah, you watched it
as a kid.
People generally say when they think of Gerry Anderson, they think of two things.
Battlestar
one
Galactica.
thing, actually. Well, Battlestar Galactica, Thunderbirds.
Yeah. But
never Captain Scarlet.
But the reason why I agree with you, and I'd probably say for the time, given when it was released in the early 70s, for the special effects, it was the shit. But I agree with you.
Apparently not popular.
What's that?
The Space 1999. Because it was it unrealistic at the time? Was seen as being unrealistic.
Yeah, well, I can argue.
Because, Thunderbirds and Captain Scarlet, Battlestar Galactica were all realistic.
Well, I agree with you because the first season's difficult to watch.
Yes.
The second season's where it kicks off, but unfortunately it got canned by the end of the second season.
Because it was so expensive.
Correct. But the second season had some very interesting stories and some very interesting characters. But it didn't. The first season's difficult, and even me being a massive nerd on sci-fi, watching the first season is tough. But I don't disagree.
I don't want to watch a TV show that's actually difficult to watch.
No, it's not. It's not shit. What I'm saying is,
it's not great.
No, it's not even that. It's like it takes itself too seriously, in my opinion.
Yes,
and then
compared to everything else.
Yeah. So the second season, they kind of realize they're actually a sci-fi show, and they start putting more crazier sci-fi elements into it, and it becomes more of a. I don't take myself as seriously as much.
We're not being a realistic space simulation.
That's right. So, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm okay. What's your next one?
No, that was it.
Is that all your
That's
list?
what I told you. It wasn't a quick, big list.
Yeah, well, I'm aching for a piss.
You know what? So am I. Are you aching for a piss?
Man, with the amount of coffee we've drank today.
Now, Rocket
He's
Russell.
literally had 8 shots since he got
I'm
here.
fucking ranting like
and
that.
I bought him coffee on the way out.
Oh, fucking hell.
He did. And I had one before he came.
Fuck. You've had 10 shots of coffee.
Yeah, I
now.
have.
Yeah, sleeping at night.
Well, you've had
No,
4 since
actually-
being here.
Oh, yeah.
I actually do sleep really well at night with coffee.
coffee doesn't
I've
affect
never
me.
had that problem.
Nah.
Nah, it fucks me up.
Now, Rocket Russell, will you come back for another episode? Wink, wink, wink.
Okay. No problems.
Done.
Done.
This has been episode, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, episode
12.123.
12.139 fucking beta gamma. This has been Invert the Why. Thank you, Rocket Russell, for coming in.
Thanks
you,
for having
Jason.
me, guys.
Thank you, Jason Relaxation, for being you. Don't go a changing. And this is
There's been a lot of Blues Brothers references on this show.
such a
There's
good
no
movie.
problems with that.
Now,
No,
oh my
no.
God.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. One of
We've-
the best car chases
We've
of
done
all
a
time.
lot of ranting today.
We've had enough of this noise.
Yeah, we really have. But you know why? Because I can't... I've been dealing with Steam since 2004 and it's a rabbit hole I can't get out of. I'm so sorry I ranted about it. I don't know any better. I have to improve on it like everything else in my fucking bullshit life. This has been Invert the Y, episode 8959, bullshit, 12 gamma, theta gamma, 1709, 1776, we'll rise again. And you know what you can do, monkeys? You can roll it.